Good evening and welcome to Weather Fans Live on this Sunday evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Are we all well this week?
Yep.
Volume level, there we go.
Yeah, a little bit of a lag, mate. Just a little bit of a lag, but it's all right.
That's okay.
All right. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm just going straight onto it.
Yeah, we're not going to be on too long tonight. There's not
The
really
latest
much to
temperatures
report on.
So am I on the full screen? I am in DD and that tag goes off the screen there. So give a full screen. There we go. So yeah, we're in a quiet spot at the moment, but we'll run through the charts in just a moment. Let's have a look at the latest observations from xcweather.co.uk. And we've still got cold air hanging on into the far southeast with -5 at Farnborough and Marnham. And we've got 10 degrees across quite a lot of the place in Scilly and much of Ireland, really, where the milder air is.
Mm-hmm.
So further east you are, the colder it is. He says we're Manston at 4 degrees. That's obviously on the coast there. Wattisham at -1. Lakenheath Royal Air Force at -4. Bedford at -1. Benson at -2. Bays Norton at 0. Pershore at 0. Birmingham Airport at +1. And milder air starts to come into the far west there. North Wyke at 4. Newquay Airport at 7. Cold Rose at 8. Let's head north to Lake Verney at +3. Rill at 6. Leeds Bradford Airport at 1. Teesside at 2. Reedsdale Camp at 3. Drumalbin. Never heard of it personally. +4. I'm heading to the milder air in Scotland at +7. Up the Harbour at 7. Sunaway at 8. Into Ireland at Belfast at 9. Horse at 10. So we've got Gertine at 10 as well. So milder air is moving in from the west. Any pressure? So lowest pressure at the moment is at the far northwest at 1,024 and respectable 1,036 across the southeastern areas. And that's that really for now.
Yep.
So we go straight on to what have we got up first? Have you got the weather warnings up?
Yeah, I've got the weather warning yet.
I'll stop sharing and I shall pass it on to you.
Thank you all. Weather warnings. Here we go. There we go.
You are now on the screen.
Thank you very much. So yeah, we've got freezing fog, and this is the only warning that there is out there at the moment. As you can see there, no warnings for tonight. This one comes into effect from 12:15 tonight, tomorrow morning, up until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And it says freezing fog will lead to difficult driving conditions and cause travel delays in some areas on Monday. That's roughly around that area where Michael was just pointing out. It's around about 1,034 millibars, so right where the high pressure is. Obviously, that'll lead to slower journey times and chance of delays or cancellations to flights. And further details are areas of freezing fog are expected to develop on Sunday night. These dense at times and slow to clear from some spots on Monday. Visibility as low as 50 to 100 metres could be encountered in a few areas, and some untreated surfaces could turn icy. This in combination meaning potentially difficult driving conditions. And I would imagine that's in the same area. So yeah, medium likelihood, low impact. And as I say, that is the only one there is. zoom back out. As you can see there, that is the only warning we have. And there's no other warnings. So I'm going to go over to the UKV. So as we can see here, I put the fog fraction chart on just to show roughly. Most of this up here will be of cloud, but I would say anywhere south of the North York Moors, maybe the North Pennines, will be fog. So we'll run through this. As you can see there across that warning area, the fog's starting to form already. And as we go through the night, it waxes and wanes, it comes and goes. And yeah, so across London, maybe to the west of London, Cambridgeshire, maybe the Midlands, Staffordshire, up into Cheshire maybe, and across Wales, there could be some fog. Not to say that, there'll be isolated pockets of dense fog in some areas, most prone near fields and in valleys and stuff like that, where fog can become trapped and low hanging. And as you can see there's a cloud moving in. So we'll move straight over to the temperatures for tonight. Stop it there and go to the minima. As you can see there, as Michael said, the warm areas moving in from the north and the west. We have 7 and 8 across Northern Ireland, 8, 9, 10 maybe across Dublin, and the rest of the Republic, with a bit cold in the southwestern corner there of the Republic. We have 7s and 8s across Scotland, with the odd 2 or 3 in the valleys and the mountains of Scotland. Coming further south, 4s and 5s across Northumberland, possibly Cumbria, 7. Then we come into the colder air with 3 and 4. Oops, we'll go back to there. We go. So yeah, northwest England, 3, 4, 5 degrees. Just move across the Pennines, 2s and 1s quite widely, and then anyway, pretty much south of the M62 will be, and pretty much east of the M6 and M5 will be in for a rather nippy night tonight, with -4, -5 quite widely, anywhere from the Wash down to the Bristol Channel, under the high pressure, with barely a breath of wind. It could get lower. There was -10 in Oxford last night, so look at the maxima. Yeah, pretty much the same. So let's go to.
It was quite chilly here last night, I think, but then it's about -6.
Yeah, you had about -6. I think we had -4 up here. But I believe that the coldest was around Benson at -10. It's not unusual.
This morning, it was clear.
Yeah, it was foggy, so it didn't go down too cold. And as you can see tomorrow, in that area where the fog warning is, it could clear up a little bit, but like I say, it won't stop isolated pockets of fog from forming. And let's go to the maximums. So tomorrow, not much happening. It's going to be very much in a static mood. The warmer air slowly moving across into the UK. As you can see here, 9s and 10s, the odd 11 across the Republic, 9s and 10s across Northern Ireland, 8s and 9s across the Central Belt and up into Northern Scotland. Not rising much, above 5 in Northern England, 4s and 3s across the Midlands and southeastern England. Wales could reach 8 degrees. Southern Wales, 6, 5s. Same for the southwest as well, 7s and 6s and 7s. And we'll go into tomorrow night. and then I'm going to pass it over to Michael for the latest. So let's go. You can see there, clear spot there developing. So I would imagine in that strip there, there'd be some more freezing fog patches possible, sub-zero as well. But not much in the way of rain further north. That rain that's coming in from the west is just petering out as it hits the high pressure. So we'll have a look at the minima for tomorrow. So this is Tuesday morning. And as you can see there, under that clear slice across England and Wales, -6, -7 possible, somewhere in Wiltshire maybe, and up into the Midlands, -4, -2. But 100 mile up the road, up in northern England, you're looking well above zero there. So yeah, tomorrow, cold air, tomorrow night, reserved mostly for that strip between the Wash and the Bristol Channel, into South Wales, Cornwall, Devon, like I say, up into Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, -2. Just going to Suffolk, you're looking at possible +5 there in Suffolk. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to pass it back to you, Michael. There we go. Hello.
So I'm spinning chocolate.
I'm just going to have a quick drink. So
very professional of me, isn't it?
Well, we're not a professional channel. We're not the Met Office. Could you imagine Aidan McGivern or, one of them
Alex
lot eating their Alex Deakin or what's her name, and them lot all eating, and Marco as well, all eating their Snickers or Maltesers or something. Oh yeah. Temperatures will be. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing some lunch break.
Yeah, I'm just on my lunch break. Yeah, just give me 5 minutes. I'll bring you the temperatures.
After I've had this massive burp. Anyway, back onto the weather.
After we got sidetracked.
This is the Met Office Facts Chart as of 6 p.m. tonight on Sunday, the 22nd of January. We've got
Sponsored
high
by
pressure
Alex
hanging on
Deakin
for dear life,
Words.
which is extending from Scandinavia through the southern British Isles into the west of Iberia. We've got these weather fronts bringing in more cloud, but these are more virtually dying a death as it hits this high pressure, hence why these places are slightly above freezing compared to the far southeast. I'll bring that forward. What happens? Not a lot, really. We've got an occlusion trying to. Is that from that weather front there? So we've got a occlusion trying to come into the southeast here, but it might be more of a band of cloud which might just stay into the near continent. We've got these weather fronts trying to bring that's less cold air into the England, Wales. As we head through to midnight on Tuesday, high pressure really starts to develop across the UK once again, stretching from really across Central Europe, really, with this, I'll say, weak weather front really across the British Isles, from Southern Ireland through to Scotland. What happens with that? That's another decay as it starts to get the teeth in. Starts to decay as this high pressure really just squeezes the life out of it. And moving forward, got more active weather fronts moving into the northwest, which would then try to bring more this milder air through to England and Wales towards the end of this week. So that's in association of this area of low pressure towards Iceland. That brings the weather front across into Scotland there. What happens then? It brings down this cold front through the UK with this high pressure sat towards the west, which will switch the wind slightly to a northwesterly.
Yeah, but coming in from the Atlantic, so they will be modified.
Yeah. Don't know why these charts between
Oh.
72 and 96 hours
Yeah, it
don't
says
update
correction
at all.
now. Yeah, I think it's had a bit of a funny moment. It did say correction on it. So
Yeah, then that cold front comes right down across the UK into France. Then
yeah,
we're just
looks like,
under a ridge of high pressure again, which is sat just to our southwest. And we said back on Thursday that the weather will be all determined where this this high pressure sits really.
yeah. And
And
with
again, it's
that,
just the
sorry, yeah, I was just saying, with that, the winds are going to be coming in from the southwest over the top of the high, so temperatures won't be as cold as they have been. More in
yeah.
more in keeping with average than above or below, I would say.
Yeah, let's have a look at what the GFS is suggesting from the latest run at midday. She's not shaking.
No,
She's
I
shaking
was
her
going to
because
say
she's not happy with what she's
she's
seeing.
not happy with the weather.
Oh no! Let's put the 850 on so we can see relatively if the air's cold, mild, or in between. So let's bring that forward to 6 o'clock now. So we've got this colder air still sitting from about northwest England towards the southeast. Got this milder air trying to move in, but I'll say it's more or less cold air really.
No,
So
even
let's see what
agree.
happens with this with GFS run. It's taken a while for that that warmer air trying to come into the south really, and it doesn't really probably set in really. Got that high pressure building across the UK, then it starts to push westwards. Got cold air moving through, which is in agreement with the Met Office. So any precipitation could be wintry over hills. I'm going to a bit of a north to northeasterly on Thursday on this run. And that high pressure is just meandering just to our southwest, really. Tries to bring in cold air over the top of it. But that high pressure is just circulating around just to our southwest. My screen's just
Same
frozen.
by
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
So there's that track down the cold air. My screen's really slowing down on me for some reason. Or
Yeah,
just keep it
it's
out to our
quite like I think it's quite laggy tonight. I think it's just it might be the servers or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit slow tonight.
Hmm.
So yeah, that cold air
So,
just reserved looks like it's just reserved for eastern areas, really.
yeah.
But
And could
some
no
wind
shot of cold
conditions.
air coming here?
Mm,
If that high pressure moves up towards Greenland, then it could bring this cold air in. Let's see what this what this does at the end of this run. No, that high pressure just seems to slink to our south and bring more of a westerly.
yeah.
Got a low
Looks like
pressure
it's gonna be
zooming across southern Iceland, bringing the southwesterlies again. Apologies for this. For some reason, it's really slowing down tonight. So I was like, it's trying to bring a long fetch southwesterly on this. So I do set up a long fetch southwesterly towards the end of this run. So let's have a look, see if the 6 o'clock run did the same thing. Or does that
we
have
can
the
have a look
cold
at
air
the
plunging
stratosphere.
across the UK? So let's have a look at what the 6 o'clock run did with this air of high pressure. So let's bring it forward. The mild air doesn't really establish across all the UK, really. And perhaps remaining mid single figures across the south, really. And this has been really slow tonight. So there's that slightly colder air plunging south on Wednesday night to Thursday. I'll have a look to see if there's any precipitation on that. So does that bring the cold air down like the latest run did, or does that keep that away? You can really see that high pressure circulating around there. So again, it just stays to perhaps eastern areas might just come into that cold air. So there might be some snow showers down the North Sea coast there. That cold air really is reserved for Central Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So does that bring the high pressure back south again towards the run? It looks like it. Is that going to establish the long fetch southwesterlies? Yes, it does. Deep air of low pressure just sat to the west of the UK, bringing these long fetch southwesterlies. That's more for Western Europe, really. We're just on the edge of that warmer air.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the ECM's got like a summer setup. I might have a look at that in just a moment. So with that run, let's go back to the latest run and have a look to see if there's any precipitation through the next week or so. Let's put this precipitation type on. So we're seeing a bit of a colder air plunge through midweek. Let's see if any winter precipitation is for the higher ground. So yeah, it's not much rain around at all. There'll be a few spots in the Irish Sea coast, I would say, looking at that. So does that bring any snow or winter precipitation down as it moves south? No, not really. Just maybe for the high ground of Scotland again. And looking ahead, it's not looking like any much winter precipitation for the rest of this month at this stage. Never seen as long fetch southwesterlies. So have you seen anything like snow bombs affecting the UK soon? Absolutely not. The only likely chance of seeing a snow bomb is if you've got a snow globe.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is picking up on all this news of the stratosphere with the supposed SSW and the clickbait and all that. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. As always,
Yeah, it's not.
the
The SSW is a guarantee at the moment.
I mean, it's not even guaranteed, like you say. It's not guaranteed.
If we do have a sudden stress threat warming, it's not always guaranteed. It's about a 6% chance it will happen.
No, I remember the one in
40% chance.
The one in 2020 that we had right at the end of winter that affected the weather for the whole of the summer, really, and that's what I believe caused all the thunderstorms and stuff like that. So, I mean, we have one at least every year, and we had 3 months of solid, clear skies. If you remember, when we were all locked in our homes.
Yeah.
Due to the situation.
Look at the SSW. Sorry, I'm look at the stratosphere now. We've got warmer air moving into the pole, but it's not a class as sun stratosphere warming. We need to see reds on this. So let's have a look at the forecast for the rest of this month. We've got warming on the American side as well, forming there actually. So I've got a bit of a displacement there with the SSW that's been pushed into Northern Europe. Are we going to see any warming? Where we're going to see reds?
Try to
Let's have a
encircle it.
look. Yeah. But it's not classed as an SSW. We just have a warming
Just
with
a
a slight displacement.
Yeah, there's two forms of stratospheric warming. There's a displacement, which is this, and then there's the split, which is what we want to be looking for, really. And this
Yeah,
just
let's have a look at what the
previous run said.
let's have a look at what this morning's run did to it. See if it's any different compared to what we just seen. Slowing right down again tonight. Just bear with me a second. I don't know if it's my internet being slow or this, or the system's just been slow.
My internet's been up and down all day as well.
Let's have a look. See if. Oh goodness me, it's been slow.
Slow.
It seems to be catching up. Do we get SSW on this morning's run? Got the warm red moving into the pole. It's pushing that PV into Northern Europe.
It's another displacement.
So that's, yeah. Another warming again. So start of February. Just waiting for that to catch up. There we go.
It doesn't.
No,
it doesn't
really putting pressure on PV.
Yeah, but it doesn't really wipe out the PV, does it? It just displaces it more in, like saying, to Northern Europe, North and West Europe. So, yeah, I don't think that we're going to get a proper displacement, because there's a lot of waves in the jet stream, and if one of them just reaches up high enough, it could displace the PV. We'll have to see anyway. Anyhow, jet stream.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So the jet stream is a bit of a. Well, it seems like it's had a bit of a northern track across the Atlantic. Then it takes like a U-bend towards Scandinavia and pushes back into Western Europe via Iberia and then back across Northern Africa. Yep. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's not like the jet stream saw at the end of December, start of January. Yeah. Saying that, it seems to be getting its act together across the far North Atlantic there.
Yeah, still on the warm side.
There seems to be a bit of a cut-off high pressure there. It's a bit of a strange one there.
Could be a bit of an omega high.
Does that form? Let's have a look. It's almost 1. Sorry, it was really slow tonight. No, it's not really playing ball tonight.
No, but anyway, let me see if I can fire it up. Let's go to Jetstream.
We've got a comment. Let's have a look at that. Evening, chaps. That is from our friend Andy Stones.
Evening, Andy.
Thanks for joining us.
Excuse me. I've got the Jetstream here, Michael. If you want me to, I'll put it on screen and you can comment. Share screen. There we go. Right. Let me just Oh, that's it.
You're
So, yeah.
on this screen right now.
Oh, hang on. Got a thing happening on my screen. Right. So, yes. Let's go back to the beginning again. So, we'll go back to today. So, as you can see there, I'll let Michael comment. So, as you can see, yeah, it's pretty much as it is. High pressure to our southwest, still with a bit of a northerly there, bringing in the colder air. Then we'll move into tomorrow. That high pressure building, as Michael said, just it's taking a weird bend just out of thing and becoming cut off down here in the Mediterranean.
Med.
A bit of a cut off in the Med, yeah. Bit of a cut off there. But it's very amplified, not flat at all. So we'll go into Tuesday and the high builds out there to the west, still on the warmer side of the jet. But seems a little bit more flat, but with that kink in the jet there.
What's it's trying to form a cut-off flow?
Yes, it's trying to. It'd be interesting to see what the more wider picture of that would be like. We're going to Wednesday, and there's Wednesday. So, in line with what the models are saying, there's going to be a shot of colder air coming in on the back of the high pressure, but it's only a 24-hour, maybe 48 hours at most, and might take it down to about 5, 6, 7 degrees, something like that. It's not going to be bitterly cold as it has been for the last week or so. No, jet still amplified as the high builds into a bit of an omega, but as you can see, it's just building out there to our west. So that keeps us under the jet and drags up the air from the mid-Atlantic, really, and over the top and straight over. So it isn't going to be bitterly cold from up here. All that air will be going into Europe, more than likely. And as that jet goes over us, the high builds in again. Going to Friday. The high there over the Azores, just reaching in and pushing the jet stream up there, and then a little thin sliver going back into the main jet there across Northern Africa and into Turkey. So let's see where it goes into next weekend. Becomes a little bit more flatter, actually. Slight waves in it, but the high pressure in command, really.
Yeah, if we want the cold air, we need that high pressure to go towards Greenland.
Yeah, we want it up here so that then forces the jet stream up and then down and puts us on, preferably out here somewhere, out to our west, so we get the full shot of the northerly. But that just builds the high again and again, and that jet comes out of Canada and North America, flat straight across over the North Atlantic, and then over the back of us. So we're still on the warm side, just.
It's got a bit of energy to it, actually, towards south of Greenland there, with wind speeds getting as close to 200 mile an hour there.
Yeah, so that could maybe spin up a low. Bit of a low there spinning up. That jet might push down. Let's see. Is it going to be a bit of a retrogression a week on Monday? The jet?
Seems like the jet's trying to push that high pressure towards the south, actually.
Yeah.
It's got another kink just coming out of Canada.
Yes, it has. So that will push it down to the south more than likely. Let's see where it goes. So this is going in 12-hour steps now. So, yeah just the
so
jet
stream.
Kind of
explains why it's showing that high pressure linking to our south. It's just the jet stream pushing that high pressure to the south.
Yeah, I think after the 240 hours, it just resorts to flat, just resorts to its normal pattern, really, what it'd expect. Doesn't look to be anything amazing. Maybe a bit there, but this is in the unreliable time frame now.
Start of February there.
Yeah, start of Feb. So yeah, that high pressure's in command for next week or so, or influencing our weather, shall we say, not in command. I'll have one last look at. I'll have a look, see where that high goes. So GFS charts. And we'll have a look at sea surface. Yep, sea level pressure. And see where that high goes. So is the current situation. As you can see, we have got along fetch southwesterly there. That's why the temperatures are so high across Scotland and Ireland at the moment. As you can see, they're on a bit of a slack airflow under the higher pressure.
Hence why we've been getting the fog really the last few days.
Yeah, so in them southeastern and eastern parts will be where the fog will be tonight, as it says in the fog warning. And let's see where that goes tomorrow.
Is this the GFS you're looking at?
It is, mate, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just continuing on from where you was.
Yeah. I've got the ECMWF once you finish through that. We can have a look what that's showing.
Yeah, that high pressure is more based over towards Scandi and Russia. So it'll be quite cold under there, but we're not getting much of it. All our air is coming in from southwest, really, and from like the Mediterranean and up, so 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees, something like that. That's tomorrow. Tuesday, quite under the high pressure here, so winds will be very, very light, possibly foggy. It won't be too cold either because the winds are coming in off the Atlantic. Maybe it might be a bit cold still across southeastern areas, but as you can see, the winds coming in from the Atlantic, so they will be warmer than we've been used to of late. And we'll go into Wednesday. And as you can see there, as I was saying, as the jet stream pushes down to our over the top of us, of the top of the high, that could bring a shot of colder air. Depends if one to watch here is this polar. I think there's a polar low there just developing. If that comes down or not, no, it doesn't. But that could bring a shot of colder air for about 24, 48 hours, as I said, but modified through the Atlantic. Let's have a look at Thursday. So here's Thursday. We've got cold, like I said, it's modified by the Atlantic. That's the only problem with this. It's not as clear cut.
With this setup, I'm seeing we're going to have a bit of a dirty high with a lot of cloud with it, to be honest.
Yeah, we could get a lot of anticyclonic bloom with this, especially coming in with the warmer air and then coming into the cold.
What we call a dirty high when it's just full of clouds.
Yeah, I could see that. It's like a northerly, but it's coming in off the sea and it's warm as well. So it's hitting this colder sea, and more than likely, like Michael says, it's going to be a dirty high. So it's going to be probably full of cloud. We'll go to Friday. And here we are on Friday with the winds now coming in over the top of the high. So we'll be back to warmer again. But be worthwhile watching where this low goes. This is on Saturday.
It'll be Central Europe towards Central
East.
Yeah,
it's over the top, isn't it, with the jet stream? So, yeah, the high's in charge with lows going over. Just
if you actually look at that image now, you got two eyes and a shocked mouth in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, it is very all low across They obviously got high there, then low here and high there, and then you probably got the cold there. So, yeah, Saturday next weekend could be another, another meh kind of day. Cold, not cold, but cloudy, possibly misty. Because the winds aren't too speedy, so to speak. But that really does build 1,044 millibars.
Yeah.
Just to our thing, which it could be, like I say, just could be a dirty high. This with the winds just recycling, just going round, round, round. It's just gonna go nowhere, and I don't see it going anywhere. Well, there's a bit of a push there into Greenland, as you can see here. There's a bit of a push on a week on Monday. But it just stays out to our west. And yeah, flat.
I think this is where the jet stream pushes the high pressure back to the south again.
Yeah, you can see it there, look. So there's lows here, which will be worth keeping an eye on. Obviously, this is in the unreliable time frame, but you can see a low there spinning up and just chucking in some colder air. But to the south, you can see there the long fetch south, well, more westerly, more south-southwesterly, would you say?
Yeah, it's like your classic north-south split there, doesn't it?
Yeah, colder in the north with this low and probably rain and high winds over the mountains, and then sunnier skies there with possible double-digit temperatures. So, yeah, I'll drop this and I'll let you have a look at the ECM, and then we'll wrap it up then.
Yeah, I'll just get the screen share back on.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I will look at, so after I've looked at the ECM, I will have a look at what the precipitation is for the next 2 weeks. I probably think it's going to be very little. So I should be on full screen now. I am indeed.
Well, yes.
Hello to the 3 people that are currently watching. That's probably nearly a record. So this is from the ECMWF from the 12 o'clock run today. So as mentioned, there's this high pressure stretching from Scandi through into the west of Iberia. And this is where nothing happens because I don't know if it's my signal tonight.
Yeah, it might be.
Seems to be playing. It hasn't played up probably for a while.
No, it just depends what's going on in area and stuff like that, how many people are on, considering it is 10 to 9.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be one of the slow things. So there's that high pressure building across the UK. It's not having it really. Okay, I might have to leave that. One thing I will have a look at. Let's get the precipitation, total precipitation up, and I'll try to extend it through to like the end of this week to show you how dry it's going to be really this week. Let's get a few seconds to load up. So a bit further on.
Yep. Very dry.
So that takes us to lunchtime on Saturday. So it's like 6 days worth really of weather. And you can see that much of the UK, maybe away from Western Scotland, is barely getting any rain at all in the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can get 5 or 6 millimeters at tops. Maybe looking about up to 10 down the southeast and up through the Irish Sea. But really, that high pressure in charge, we're looking at very little rain.
Yeah.
If you want any rain, it's best to go down to southeastern Europe where they get a good 70 millimeters there, really.
Yeah, indeed.
Southeast Europe. So if I extend it down to the end of the run, do we get any more precipitation? as that jet stream starts to kick in. Let's have a look.
I'm holding with bated breath.
Oh, it's stay blue.
Stays blue, kind of.
Because definitely, you see all that rain coming up from the central.
Atlantic.
So that goes through to Wednesday, the 1st of February, which is what, about 10 days away?
Yeah, it is with ECM.
So looking someplace in the next 10 days, we'll even get 10 millimeters with this current run.
Yeah.
So it stays after a wet start to January. We're ending January very dry, really.
Yeah.
So whatever your current measurements for January is at the minute, will probably virtually stay the same after a wet start. Because I think last time I checked, I think it was on about 46 millimeters here for the first 10, 11 days of the month.
Yeah.
So definitely not as wet as, was it November or December? I think it might be November.
November and October as well.
So I'm just see if I can put at least towards next weekend the sea level pressure down. I think I'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, still got the high pressure set just to our southwest.
Bringing in a moderate northwesterly.
Push that towards the end and see. No, there's. Well, it's a bit interesting, really. We've got high pressure. Will that head towards Greenland? Is the question there? So
then push that. That low. That low needs to dart down through the North Sea, doesn't it? Really, for us to get that northerlies.
Just as I see that there, it's like there's increasing. What's that? Higher pressure actually towards northern Canada there.
That could be in association with the SSW, or the at least displacement of the low pressure.
That's so. Really, in summary, I think it's best to wind it down there.
Yeah.
Summer, really.
Yeah, not much happening.
Pressure and command.
Exactly, not much happening in the next 10 days, really.
On the clearing skies will be risk of fog and frost. I just went blank there for a second.
It's all right, mate.
It's my old age.
I know the feeling, don't worry.
So I think there'll be a lot of cloud around personally, with the air coming from around the top of the from the Atlantic. I reckon there'll be a lot of cloud around, not much sunshine.
No.
So I think it's just one of those boring weeks of weather, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just going to be meh, as the youth would say. It's going to be.
It's going to be a week where we just want to forget about the weather because nothing's really happening at all.
Yeah, there'll be not much to.
If you love clouds, it's going to be a week for you.
Just look at the clouds and look for interesting cloud formations, and like I was today. But yeah, I think we'll call it a night at that.
Yeah, they have a quiet one tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it is what it is, people. That's the way the weather goes. We're going to be stuck under high pressure for at least the next 10 to 14 days. So we will try and be as entertaining as we can.
Well, maybe not.
Or maybe not. Depends on the weather and how we're feeling, but we will try our best.
High pressure goes, really.
Yeah. Indeed it does. So yes,
Thursday we'll probably have a look at the latest weather picks that have perhaps been taken since last Thursday, really.
Yeah, we'll try and make that a regular feature. I did put some up today from my last couple of days.
Yeah, I did spot them earlier.
Yeah, I had the drone up. Had to be careful because there's people about, but flung it up. You can really see the snow line. That was the good thing about it. You could see the snow line. But yeah, we'll have a look at them on Thursday. And as we've said before, if you guys have any ideas for us, to mix it up a little bit.
Any charge you'd like us to look at?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe this year you're going away. if you're going away in the next week or so, we can have a look of perhaps
Yeah,
the
of
trend of
course.
what could happen. Doesn't matter if it's in America, Europe, Australia, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Antarctica, Arctic.
Well, I'm not sure. I can't find the charts for them, I don't think.
Oh, I'm sure we could. But like we say, if you've got any specific requests, or things like that, or even a favourite website you want us to have a look at, as long as it's within reason, we will have a look at it. We don't want to be going on the darker side of the web like that.
No,
So no. We don't want to be looking at the weather for Australia. Joking, but yes,
we could probably do Europe through like the spring and summer if people say people going away.
that might be one to do actually.
Maybe
Have
once
a
a
look
week.
at the 3-month one. I keep forgetting to do that one. The JMA one. Is it
See
JMA?
the trends.
And see the trends. So we'll have a look at that over the week, and we will get back to you. But yep, I think that's us done for tonight.
Yeah, just a quiet spell of weather.
Exactly, and a quiet two people.
And my rain alarm's just gone off.
Oh, your radar.
My rain alarm.
Oh, your rain alarm. Has it gone drip, drop, drip, drop? I don't even know where mine is at the moment.
Just talk to it.
Actually, yeah, mine was like showing, but I think it's more down to the clouds in the air. It's been very misty today. It says 1.9 degrees. So look on net weather. Nah, there's no rain. It's just more mist than anything. Right. Anyway, I'm going to say good night from him.
And it's good night from him. With a black screen and white background.
Right, guys. Take care, and we will see you on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Again. Ta-ta for now.